So this is tonight's project. I'm going to move it about like that so you can capture the foil that's in the paper here and the foil that I've done to make this rather delicate leaf here. So this is a bag that's fastened in a bit of a different way, in that the ribbon loops under the fold over and then folds back over on itself to keep the flap of the bag shut, like so. And then the label here is done in a different fashion. Good evening, Liz. Hope you are okay as well. Thanks for joining me this evening. So this one is, I want to say mint macaron. Let's have a look. So page 44 and 45 of the mini catalogue. So it's the Gilded Autumn Suite, and it's a gorgeous suite. I love autumnal colours. So we are using this evening, this is the paper, so the Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper, and as you'll see, that one's got foiled stripes on it. The piece of paper that I'm using this evening has got a foiled pattern through it, and the other side's a matte pattern. So this one's very autumnal, it's acorns, which do have a matching punch. I'm not using it this evening, but it does have one, so do these leaves. And as you can see, there's a ribbon that comes with it. This one is a basket weave ribbon, and then we've got this one that I'm using this evening, which I hope in the camera it'll pick up, but it's a gorgeous copper colour. So it goes beautifully with the suite. As I said, punches, stamp set, some brushed metallic, so that is what this one was made out of. This was the brushed metallic cardstock, and I used the darkest shade here. We've got some acorn trinkets, and then the two ribbons that I've just shown you. So that's 44 and 45 of the catalogue. And it is mint macaron, this one. So this one was mint macaron. This one is Cajun Craze, and I haven't made a sample up of this one, so I don't know what it's going to look like. So we'll soon see. So you need a piece of designer series paper that is 11.5 inches by 10. If you've got a directional paper, 11.5 is the part that you'll need when you've got it laid out in front of you. It's the widest point, so for it's the bit that goes round the bag. So you would need your paper that way, for example. I'll grab my scoreboard and go from there, shall we? I still haven't quite decided which way this paper goes. That way? That way? I don't think it matters, does it? Okay, so on the long side, so I cut this right, 10, it's not 11.5, but right, okay, so scoring at 2, at 5.5, at 7.5, and at 11. And then on the short side, the 10-inch side, score it at 2 and at 8. And that is all the scoring we need. So I'll pop this away. Okay, so fold and burnish like normal. See, that side would make a lovely bag as well, but I prefer the foiled side when I'm making more of a gift bag. Brings a bit more, I don't know, it sounds odd, but a touch more special if you use the speciality sides of the paper. They would make great cards though, or little boxes maybe. And so last two. Right, there we go. so get my scissors out. So you have a really skinny section here, and that's what's going to stick the box together, the bag. And we need to take, along the side, you've got 3 sections. You've got a very skinny top, a long skinny middle, and a small skinny bottom. We need to take the small skinny bottom off completely. So mitre in at the same time as doing that, and off it goes. And then mitre ever so slightly at the top. And then at the bottom, I'm not sure how well you're seeing it, but there's 4 sections, 2 rectangles, 2 squares. You need to cut up between the rectangles and squares, like so. And then you need to mitre in ever so slightly on each of the squares. Just take a little bit off each side, just so that nothing prevents your bag from coming together properly. Move that one out of the way. Like so. And that's all the cutting. It is, Liz. Now, it's a very valid point that when you bring the bag together, it'll also have a pretty inside. If I show it like that. So you've got your gorgeous foiling on the outside, and then you've got a nice pretty picture on the inside. There's nothing worse than when you get those really nice papers that are then blank on the back. So you've got I mean, white may suit some occasions, but there are times when you'd love a pretty inside too. So, 1 strip of adhesive down that side. I'm going to use my seal. And I should have left a little bit more of a tab there than I have done on this one, because I didn't cut it at 11.5 like I should have done. So if you get excess glue off the sides, seal is really good at just folding back on itself, both seal and seal plus, and you don't get all that bumpiness that you sometimes get if you do that with other tape runners. Fold it over and seal it up, like so. Give that a press. And then the seam is here, so that will be the back. So we put the back in first, and then what I like to do is just put a bit of adhesive on these just to keep them down, give the box a bit more of a base to it, like so. I'll pop my hand inside to get these to stick. 1, 2, and then a bit of adhesive on this one. And as you can see, I've got the knack of these tape runners now. It just took a bit of practice. Right, so that's the bag really. All you then need to do is where you've got this 2-inch part at the top is just push it in to meet all the way down like that, but only need to press at the top there. Same on the other side, line them up and then press, but when you press, only press in that 2-inch section that you've got. So where's my back? There's my back, so this is the front. So I'm going to fold it over on itself like so. And that's how it's going to look. So we'll get our ribbon. So what is this ribbon? This ribbon is from the Basket Weave and Metallic combo, which comes as part of that suite. So on the other one I used the Basket Weave, which is lovely and soft, and as you can see does literally look like when you get a giant weaved rug, and you can see all the sections that have been done. So how I close this, you get your ribbon, you go up under that little fold there, And then I might double it this round because this is only a thin ribbon. Evening, Pete. Then I'm going to wrap this around on itself, bring it to the front, and then I knotted that one, but I might actually bow this one. All fingers and thumbs. There we go. The perils of tying a bow on camera. Can she do it? Use my chest to keep things steady. Have I done it? I've done it. There we go. I think I should have gone round twice, just because it's such a thin ribbon. But I can do that after. Right, stop messing with the ribbon. Some tails, there we go, and that keeps the bag closed, and then I'm just going to press my sides in to give that better finish. Right, so on this one I used a leaf from the Stitched Leaves dies, and then I fussy cut round it, so I'm going to do that the same tonight just to show you how I've done it, and then I've done the same with my sentiment. This one was on brushed metallic and the darkest colour, but this one is going to be on copper foil, and these are the Stitched Leaves dies, and I'm using this leaf here which I think is a maple leaf, and I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong. I'll just move everything out of the way, and I'm going to grab my die cut machine. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is the cut and emboss machine that came out last week. You'll see by my plates that I put down in a minute that mine's been heavily used already. So for this die cut you'll need a plate number 1, a plate number 2, a plate 3 that hopefully isn't as battered as mine currently is. I've got some new ones on the way. Then we need our foil and our die, and then another plate number 3 on top, and then we'll run that through. There we go. Pop this away, and as you'll see, pop these sides up and it stores away really easily. And then pop that off of there. Pop these away. As you'll see, so that is a gorgeous die cut on its own. Get those bits off. I'm going to pop that to one side and save it for another time. But I'm going to show you now how I did the leaflet tag that we've got on the bag. So this one here, so as you can see, it cuts the stitch and it cuts the inside shape, but it doesn't do the outside. So what I've done, and apologies in advance because I haven't got one done already, so you're going to see me do this live, is I then just cut round it. I didn't cut too close because of course you don't want the leaf to be too thin, otherwise any little knock and it will rip because it's too thin otherwise. So that's it, just round it goes. You don't have to get into every little nook and cranny, just go in as far as you can without making it too fragile. And then I cut a little bits away as I go round. It just helps with the whole fussy cutting. And make sure you let the scissors do the work and you're moving the card. if you let this, if you don't move the card or try and move the card without really doing much with the scissors, you find it all gets clumped up in the corners and so on, and it just isn't pretty. The good thing is, when it die cuts in this leaf shape, the edge of the die does leave like a bit of an imprint, so you have got a bit of a guide to follow. So as you can see, that's coming together really nicely. I actually think I prefer it in the copper colour. It's whether it'll go with what we've got without getting lost. So last little bit. If you've stuck with me so far, thank you. Has anyone got any plans for this weekend? Now that I've attacked what is my jungle of a garden, I think this weekend I'm going to be doing some more crafting. I've got all my projects for next week already prepped, so I can tell you a little bit about what you may see next week. So some of the projects include a never-ending card. They also include a box that's not square, rectangle or triangle. What else we've got? We've got note cards. We've got something inspired by kawaii. Yeah, we've got lots next week. I'm excited by it. So that's leaf done. We've got our bag. It's going to slot under the ribbon there, which actually I think looks really nice. So we're going to do our sentiment, which is the last part of what we need to do. I've got a piece of Very Vanilla. I've got Cajun Craze ink. And the stamp set I'm using is the one from that suite. So it's the Beautiful Autumn. And I'm using this sentiment in this corner. So it's My Heart is Grateful for You. Because I like to use these as like a thank you type bag. And that sentiment just rings out as a thank you. Oh no, moving house. They do say that moving house is one of the most stressful things you ever do. So I feel for you, Alison. When I first joined up as a demo back in 2014, the first time round, I moved within 3 times within 18 months, and I moved all my craft room each time, so my heart goes out to you. I'd certainly be crafting, definitely. I can feel your pain there. Thankfully I've been where I am now for 4 years and with no sign of moving, so fingers crossed it stays that way. So what am I doing here? I've stamped my sentiment and I'm literally just fussy cutting around it as I want it to bridge across that leaf in a whimsical way. So what I did with this one is I only did the word thank you, and it did go across part of the leaf really nicely, but I wanted something a bit chunkier this time, so hence the bigger sentiment. And I'm using a colour I don't often use. Cajun Craze is not one that I often get out. In fact, to the point where I think, and some of you will be horrified at this, I have never bought a Cajun Craze refill, you know, of paper. I've never run out of it. When I've bought a pack, I've still got that pack. It's just not one of the colours I go to, I suppose. But I've had it twice so far. A Halloween project the other week, and now this one. Right, so that's done as well. So I'll just pop those out of the way. Right, so we can bring this last part of the box together, of the bag. It's not a box, it's a bag. And we can put that through. See, that looks so much better on that leaf. How did I stick this one? Not entirely sure. I think I put a tiny bit of Tombow on the corners. So let's have a look. See where this is going to overlap. Oh, that's lovely, Liz. Yes, that's what the weekends are for, isn't it? Crafting and family, definitely. Sounds ideal. So there we go. That's how it's going to stick, she says. So we'll put a bit of Tombow here, where we know it's going to intersect. Where else? Over here. And my Tombow wants to come out. Is it going to intersect anywhere else? No. Right. So we'll pop that down. There we go. And then that'll tuck under there. And what I did was I got glue dot to stick it under the bow. Where's my glue dot? I need some more glue dots. Put them on the list while I remember. So then all I'm going to do is pop a glue dot up here, like so. Stick the tag on. And then we can bring that ribbon back down. I twisted my ribbon. And I can fix my ribbon now. There we go. So we've got two. I think I actually like the Cajun Craze one better. Which one do you prefer? Mint macaron, Cajun Craze. They're absolutely gorgeous. What I should have done is put one of the gorgeous little acorns on. So there are acorns as part of that suite. Can I find them? I can, I've got them. So these are absolutely, they're so cute. I have used them and I've got them on a project next week. But look how gorgeous they are. They're so tiny. They're just little. I could have hung one on the bow up there. I might do that once we've finished. Oh, and you as well, Liz. You have a lovely weekend as well. I will be back next week, every day from Monday. So feel free to come and join me again and let me know how the crafting went at the weekend. But yes, this is the project for this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. So just as a quick recap in case you joined after the first minute or two, next week is my birthday party live week. Every day, Monday to Sunday, I will be going live at 7:30 p.m. right here on Facebook. Every day with a brand new project which we will go through and the potential chance for a giveaway. I will give more details about that giveaway on Monday. And the first project on Monday is a series of note cards, but the rest of the week includes things like never ending card, note cards, kawaii inspired. What else we've got? We've got different shaped boxes, we've got all sorts. So that's every day from 7:30. You can buy any product that you've seen in this live from my website. So if you go to hullahbaloo.com and click the shop button at the top, that will take you to my online store. If you would like to see a catalogue first before going to browse the online store, please drop me a message and I will get one out in the post to you. Otherwise, that's it for this evening. I will see you on Monday for the first of the 7-day series. I hope you have a good weekend and I'll see you next time. Bye now.